What's up, guys? It's Espino Realty. I'm going to be coming at you with a hot take on what's going on in your current housing industry. This is going to be a bi weekly series where I go over the current real estate market trends just to make sure that you're making the right decisions. So let's get started with some facts. Currently, we have an order from the CDC that prevents evictions from happening until January 1st. Now, obviously, this could have some major rippling effects. If the renter doesn't pay the landlord, then the landlord could have trouble paying his or her mortgage. If the mortgage companies don't get paid, then they can foreclose on the house. But wait! We also have forbearance added into the mix due to the CARES Act, which was passed earlier in the year. What that is an agreement between you and your loan provider stating that you can suspend your mortgage payments for 6 months, and that can be extended for another 6 months after that. In addition to that, it only requires that you say you are experiencing financial hardship due to the pandemic, with no documentation required. The last day you can apply for this is December 31st of 2020. So if you're out there struggling, this is an option for you. Right now, the percentage of mortgages in forbearance nationwide is 6.32%, which has been steadily decreasing for the 18th week in a row, according to the Mortgage Bankers Association. With the amount of COVID cases increasing and the threat of looming lockdowns hovering ominously above us, assuming that Congress does nothing about it, the economic recovery that we've been experiencing since the height of the pandemic could take a turn for the worse. On the bright side, interest rates are astonishingly low, with the average rate on a 30-year mortgage being 3.07%. As a result, prices have increased by about 10% in response, but have begun to flatten out over the last couple months.
I'm not pretending to have a crystal ball or anything, but with all these factors culminating together, we might be headed towards our next real estate crash. How severe that's going to be, how long is it going to last, it's anybody's guess. And whether or not it'll happen at all, anybody's guess.
Are you still here listening to me talk and me ramble on about the facts of the economy? You still sticking around? You think that's going to get you anywhere, huh? Okay, well, you know what? I gave you some of the facts, but now I'm going to give you a little bit of the subjective piece. There's going to be a little time skip, a little training arc. I'm going to be coming back with a goatee. I'm not even kidding about that. But if you want to know what you should be doing if you're buying, if you're selling, if you're renting, or any combination of the three, then stick around. If you're not interested in some internet pundit's opinion about what's going on, then you know what? Just, go away. Get out of here. Scram. Or stick around. But make sure you hit that like button either way. All right, come on, let's go.
A few moments later.
So basically, is now a bad time to buy? Is it a good time to sell? A lot of arguments could be made for people who are on the selling side of the equation, especially people who have been building equity in their properties. I mean, if you go on the market right now, at least in the Colorado Springs market, we're looking at an average of 3 to 4 days for properties that are at that average price, actually even a little bit above any property under 400,000. So right now, if you go on the market for even lower than that, you're gonna be bombarded by offers. And so from the buyer's perspective, it's a little bit more challenging to get a place that you want for the price. But then when you take in the interest rates into account for it, it's not too bad of a deal. It's not too bad of a deal. Now, so a lot of people say we just need to hold off. We need to wait to see what happens. I think that those people are the same people who would have been saying this back in 2015, 2018. They would have been saying the same exact thing. Some people just let FOMO control what their actions are. If the fear of missing out is what's going to be controlling your actions, pretty much any way other than dumb luck is going to end up with you losing. Let me say that again. So if you let fear control your actions and you're not clear about what you want, why you want it, and then you just go get it, if you let fear just control the equation, then you're gonna be the loser, right? Because if you're the seller and you're overcome by fear that, oh, this market it's bound to shift, we have to sell now, you might find yourself in a couple months kicking yourself. Because it's like,
man, I should have gotten in at, I should have stayed, I should have waited, you know. But if you have a clear idea of, okay, I'm selling because, you know, I need this money for X accomplishment, and then I'm gonna do this and this and this, then you can't be the loser if you get what you want from the deal. And that goes for the buyer side as well. If you're a buyer and you're getting into a place just because you think that the interest rates are super low, well, you know what? They might even go lower, or the prices might get way higher than now. You don't know. But if you get into it with the reasoning that, you know, it's an investment, it's a long-term investment. You're not trying to make a quick buck unless you have a specific plan that is laid out for that. You know, if you get into the property just because you think you're gonna get the greatest deal in the world, and you feel like the world's about to shift, you don't have a crystal ball. Neither do I. But, you know, hopefully now that you've been armed with all this information, you can make a decision that is best suited to your needs. Just don't let fear control you too much, all right?